Hi there, my name's Jeff Pedley. I'm the head of Year 7 at the Gateway Academy, and I've just put this short video together to try and explain some of the apps and websites we use at the Academy and how they can help you with your students' learning. We're going to look at Show My Homework, Educake, Seneca Learning, Masswatch and Corbett Maths, Active Learn, Language Nut, Edmodo, and then social media such as Facebook and Instagram. The first one that I'd like to share with you is an app and website called Show My Homework, and it's the main one that the school uses to communicate all work that students need to do at home. It's also the main mode of communication for students and also where a lot of usernames can be found for the other websites and apps. Now, the students have been using Show My Homework for a long time, however you can find it on the App Store also as a website. When you first sign on, you'll be given a PIN. Click I don't have an account, type in your student PIN and it'll get you on and set up. Likewise, if you forget your password, again, ask for a new PIN, click don't have an account, and when you go on, everything should be fine. When you go on the website, you'll be able to see dates of when work needs to be submitted in and the tasks itself. Obviously, pay attention to the due in date rather than the day it was set. Once you click on the blue text, it'll take you up to the task. You can go down. Some have attachments, for example, a PDF on this one here. If you click it, it'll open up to a different page where you'll see all the work that you need to get on with. The next app and website that I'd like to share with you is predominantly used by English and is called Educake. There's an Android app for Educake. Unfortunately, there's nothing on the App Store as yet. I'm using the website just here. Your username will be your first name by the first letter of your surname and normally some numbers after it. Please note that your username is also your password. You can find your username through your teacher on Show My Homework, but also on some of the Facebook sites as well. There's some lists of Educate passwords. Please note, when you get on, do the orange tests first as they're set by your teacher, blue ones after. The next app stroke website that I'd like to share with you is the main one for maths and is called Masswatch. When you log on to Masswatch, click your login, your username will be your first name followed by the next 3 letters of your surname in capital letters at the GLC. The password is Gateway1 with a capital G. There are some usernames that are slightly different. If there's any problems with this, contact your maths teacher. Please note that the maths department also use a company called Corbett Maths. However, you do not need a username for this or password, and the links will just be shared through Show My Homework. The next app website that we use is called Active Learn and is mostly used by the science department. As with Masswatch, Active Learn have usernames available from your class teacher. However, they follow a very similar pattern generally. Type in your first name with a capital letter, followed by your surname in capital letters. The password is the same as Masswatch, Gateway1 with a capital G at the start. Now, once you get on, there's lots of quizzes and tests that you can do alongside this. Click the icons at the bottom. Please speak to your class teacher if there's any problems logging in, as some usernames are slightly different. Please note that this site works better on laptops than on mobile phones. The next app website that I'd like to share with you is one called Seneca Learning and can be used for many different subjects, but at the moment is mostly being used by the English department. Now, Seneca Learning is slightly different from the other applications in which you won't be given a username and password. You can create your own username and password, and you have to connect to classes. So you can see, you click sign up, put in your details, click sign up there. When you get onto the next screen, it'll ask you what school you were a part of. Obviously type in, put the Gateway Academy, and then you're able to click finish, sign up underneath. You'll see you can get all the available courses instantly. You can go through, and these are all optional. Now, what I would suggest is you click on the top right hand corner. You can see those little lines that are there, those 3 lines. Once you click on that, it'll ask you then to input a class PIN number. Now that can be given to you by your class teacher. The next app I'd like to share with you is used by the Modern Foreign Languages Department and is called Language Nut. This app can be found through the App Store, Android and also online. Please note that you get your usernames and password from your languages teacher. The school is doing really well with this app and is actually in the top 70 in the world at the last check-in. The next app that I'd like to share with you is called Edmodo, and it's not normally used for setting work. However, it will be a really good communication app to contact students. It's good for sharing files, etc. and that type of thing. Now, the best way to think of Edmodo is it's a bit of a cross between Show My Homework and Facebook for students. There's a really good app for it. However, I'm logging on here through the website. Like with Seneca Learning, you don't get given a username or password. You have to generate your own. What you do need is a class code. Now, the class code that I'm putting in here is the one that all Year 7s need to get onto as a general one for me. So all the year group will be, well, this will be the big group that I have for notices, etc. You can go on, you can type in your own username, your own email, and your own password, sorry. However, what you do really need to do is contact your teacher and get the class code that they're using. As I say, it's a really good website for communicating and for the students talking together about their work. It's a bit more like a discussion board that you can't really get on Show My Homework or in any of the other websites or apps that are used. So to quickly recap and summarise all the things that we've just gone through, Show My Homework is the main app which is used for all access to home learning and all the usernames and passwords and links to other sites. Educate, mostly used by English for quick quizzes, as is Seneca Learning, although with that you need a class code rather than a username. Masswatch, which your teacher has your username used for maths. Corbett Maths, which you don't need things for, which you just get access through the Show My Homework. Active Learn is the main one used for science. Language Note is the main one used for modern languages, and Edmodo is just a bit of a communication discussion board, which sometimes is really good for sharing files and is a bit of a cross between Show My Homework and Facebook. Now, whilst all these apps and websites are really useful for the students, the main thing that underpins all the learning can be found in the learning sequencing booklets. The learning sequence booklets can be found really easily online. Go onto the Gateway Academy website. If you look on the top right under the page, you'll see Teaching and Learning. Click on that, click on the learning sequences booklets. For me, I'm interested in Year 7. So I click on this and it gives a PDF version of the book. Now, there is absolutely everything in here that all the children are learning throughout this term. And again, this is where the homework is set and where all the work on the apps comes from. From a Year 7 point of view, you can see on here they've got the Invictus poem, which they've been learning this term, which they should all know by now. But most importantly, when you go down through this booklet, you can see some key vocabulary that needs to be learned. I would strongly suggest that if you have any free time, or if certain apps or websites aren't working, that this is your go-to. You can have them, you can be testing the vocabulary on these sheets, making flashcards if you need to, for example, put the word on one side and the definition on the other. But this kind of needs to be the main thing underneath everything that's going on. You can see, for example, on science there, you've got the pronunciation and the definitions of it. From a social media point of view, on Facebook, we have a lot of our parents groups, which gives you an opportunity to share comments with other parents and again, contact the head of year. We also have some Instagram pages, which are more student focused, but again, can be really useful for communication. Please note that we don't expect the students to contact us through there, and if they do, they will not be replied to. It needs to be through email or through one of the apps or websites I've mentioned before. And basically that brings together all the things that we've talked about, all the things that we're using. If there's anything else that we can help with, please send me an email or contact the head of year through one of the Facebook groups. Hope you find that useful. Thank you.